Right now, in the middle of 2024, and this will probably be true through the middle of 2025, Widex has two lines of hearing aids that you can choose from. In this video, I'm gonna help you figure out which line to get and then which hearing aid within the line you might want. So right now, Widex makes the Moment and Evoke. In this video, we're gonna focus more on Moment because it's a lot newer and it's the line you want to buy unless one of these two things applies to you. You have single-sided deafness or very asymmetrical hearing loss, or you want a BTE style hearing aid, a behind the ear style hearing aid with a size 312 battery. Both of those cases are rare and likely don't apply to you. Almost everybody that buys Widex right now is getting the Moment. So let's talk about that. In order to figure out which Widex Moment hearing aid you want, you need to decide on the style, which is the physical form factor, whether it's in the ear or behind the ear, and you need to decide on the technology level or the quality level of the hearing aid. So I'm gonna walk you through that. First, let's help you figure out the style that you want. Widex Moment comes in 10 different styles. These are the 4 different in-the-ear custom styles that you can get. Only 3% of our customers get these in-the-ear styles because they tend to not be as comfortable as the other styles, which I'll talk about more in a minute. They actually tend to be more noticeable, so less discreet. They lack Bluetooth and rechargeability, which are hugely popular features. So in most cases, I would advise people to avoid these in-the-ear styles. That leaves us with 6 other styles to consider. These are called receiver-in-canal and behind-the-ear style hearing aids. Only 1% of our customers who buy Widex Moment buy the behind-the-ear styles, and I think that's due to 2 reasons. These BTEs are bigger, so they're more noticeable. And then really the only reason I can see that kind of makes sense to buy these BTEs is they have more user controls on the hearing aid itself. So you can see more buttons here that allow you to adjust the hearing aid compared to the receiver-in-canal style hearing aids. Now, for most people, these additional buttons don't matter because you have the single button on the receiver-in-canal style hearing aids, and then any other adjustments you want to make, if you even want to or need to make adjustments, you can do that through Widex's app on your phone. So if you're not comfortable with using the app on your phone to adjust your hearing aids, or I should say, and you're okay with the hearing aids being a bit bigger, then BTEs might be right for you because again, they do give you more user controls on the hearing aid itself. So 1% of our customers buy the BTEs, 3% buy the in-the-ear styles, and yes, 96% buy one of these 4 receiver-in-canal styles. And this is the real decision that you have to make. Which one of these styles do you want? And by the way, if you want to see prices for these models, head over to ziphearing.com. We have super competitive rates on them, which include local care like hearing testing, setting them up, maintenance, everything. Okay, so now how do you decide which of these 4 models to get? Well, if you're going for the smallest, most discreet, you want the RC-10. That's the smallest receiver-in-canal style hearing aid out of everything on the market. But there's a couple downsides with this one. So because it's so small, it uses the smallest battery, size 10, which has to be changed every 3 to 4 days. Also because of its small size, there's no Bluetooth. That means you can't stream phone calls and other audio from your phone to your hearing aids. It's a nice feature to have, but it's not critical and it's not going to impact how you actually hear everything else. And then because there's no Bluetooth, you can't use Widex's best app, the Moment app. You have to use the more basic ToneLink app if you want to adjust the hearing aids, like change the volume or other settings. The ToneLink app, what it does is it emits a really high-pitched sound that only the hearing aids can hear, and then the hearing aids are adjusted that way. So you push a button in the app, the hearing aids are going to emit that sound and then change the settings on the hearing aids. You'll notice that there's no button on the hearing aid for you to adjust settings like there are on these other models. That means the only way you can adjust this RC-10 model is if you use the ToneLink app or if you buy a remote control from Widex called the RC-DEX remote. So RC-10, super small, have to change the battery every couple of days, no push button, no use of the Moment app. You can only control the hearing aids via the ToneLink app or the RC-DEX remote control. Whew. Despite the small size and some of those drawbacks, it still gives you the overall same sound quality as these larger models, so you're not losing out on any of the features that are going to impact your hearing. Okay, next up is the RC-312. That 312 refers to the battery size. It's quite a bit bigger than the size 10 battery that the RC-10 uses, and that's gonna mean this battery will last more like a week. What's nice about this model is it has Bluetooth, so you can stream audio, phone calls, whatever, from your phone to your hearing aids. And you can also use Widex's best app, the Moment app, to control a bunch of the settings of the hearing aids. Oh, you've also got a push button on this one that'll let you control some of the settings as well. That can be more convenient than using the app sometimes if you just want to make like a quick adjustment. The S-RC, also called the Sheer RC, or Moment Sheer, you'll hear it called sometimes, is essentially the same hearing aid as the RC-312, but with a rechargeable battery. Now, this is the model that most Zip Hearing customers currently buy. And finally, the newest model of the bunch, Smart RC. It came out in April of 24. This has several improvements over the other rechargeable RC, the S-RC that I just talked about. It has a strikingly different design as compared to the other models and really everything on the market. Widex has changed the positioning of these microphones here. And according to Widex, that results in less wind noise and handling noise. Like when you're going up to adjust the hearing aids, you get less of that scratchy sound when your fingers like hit the microphone on the hearing aid. Another benefit to the Smart RC is that you can get Widex's wind algorithm. That reduces wind noise in 3 different tech levels, the 440, 330, and 220. Now with the other RC models, you only get that wind noise algorithm in the 440 level. So my recommendation is if you are someone who spends a lot of time outdoors, maybe you're a golfer or long walks, get the Smart RC model, especially if you don't want to buy the premium, most expensive 440 tech level, because again, this Smart RC model is the only model of this bunch where you can get that wind noise algorithm in the less expensive 330 and 220 tech levels. Hope that makes sense. Another benefit of the Smart RC is improved battery life. If you don't do any Bluetooth streaming at all, the battery's gonna last up to 37 hours. And if you do stream up to 8 hours a day, you'll still get 24 hours. That's compared to the other rechargeable model, the S-RC, where if you don't do any Bluetooth streaming, you get around 20 hours. And if you do stream, you'll get between 14 and 16 hours. So if you think you are going to use Bluetooth streaming, and if you think you're gonna wear the hearing aids all day from sun up to bedtime, it's a safer bet to get the Smart RC model. The battery is never gonna quit on you. Now, the final benefit of the Smart RC, if the battery does ever quit on you, maybe at like year 3 or 4, when the battery's been depleted a bit, the charger for the Smart RC model is mobile. You can take it with you, and the charger has its own battery inside that you can pull charge from without needing to plug it in. You can fully charge your Smart RC hearing aids 5 times before this internal battery is depleted. And you have to charge the charger again. That's in comparison to the S-RC rechargeable model, where the only way to charge it is to put it in the charger while the charger itself is plugged into the wall. So in the industry, we call that a standard charger, whereas the Smart RC charger is mobile, and we call that a premium charger. Okay, by now, hopefully you have some kind of idea which style or model you want, but you still have to decide which technology level you want. That's a separate video and a long conversation, which I'll link up here and in the description. But in short, the higher the number, the more you pay and the more features you get. 440 is the most popular with our customers, and again, watch that video to decide which tech level you want. When you combine the style name with the tech level, then you have the full product name and you know exactly what you want. Now, I want to show you a page on our website that really puts all this together. Go to ziphearing.com/Widex moment, and you can see all the models we've talked about in this video, all the tech levels, popular colors, user reviews, and much more. And then when you're ready to get a great price on these with local care, just click this button and we'll get this process started for you locally. If you have any questions on anything in this video, please leave a comment below. I usually reply within just a few hours. You can also call us there and we'll be happy to answer any questions without a sales pitch. Subscribe to the channel and I will see you on the next one.